Greetings, sir and sirettes, and welcome back to Reassembly with me, Lathrix, and of course, welcome back to the newest version of the asteroid ship. So in today's episode, it may surprise you that we won't actually be building up one of our asteroids, but in fact, we are going to be trying to build a bit of a battle cruiser, so that we can go around the universe in some speed rather than, well, the speed of a rock, which, although it's been quite effective at gathering the credits and getting all the resources sorted, right now it's about time we start exploring with a bit more style, or at least the most amount of style I can actually come up with. Now, as of the last episode, I've actually been contacted by the developer of the mod, who has stated that right now, sadly, the building creation using the colony gun is a little bit bugged out. It just simply doesn't work sometimes, which occurred to me, so that is a bit of a shame, but I have figured out a way around it, because as you can see, I actually have buildings growing on me again. And the way around it is to simply copy the different designs from the different buildings and then make sure the factory can spawn them in, because it actually spawns them in the exact same way that the colony gun does. Allow me to demonstrate. So I've just spawned in that little core there, which is actually plant 012. Salt plant, in fact. So once that lands, it acts like a seed. Let's try and grab it into that little corner there. And we get a new building, and we just have to keep on doing that over and over again, and then we can completely colonize our little asteroid. But once again, that's not the focus of today. Today, we are going to war, and we need to make a decision. Are we going to get one of the really powerful larger lasers, like the Focus 4, which is a constant, rather, I don't know what the word I was going for then was, a constant beam which doesn't simply need charging up, or do we go for the Focus Charge laser, which has a really powerful discharge at a longer range? I think honestly we need to go for the Focus 5 here with the longer range and the charge up. Although the charging up isn't really something I enjoy, that type of weapon isn't really my kind of thing, I think this is just going to be more efficient because of its massive range of 2000, which I think is the longest ranged weapon this faction has, other than of course with the drones. Now, there are several drones I really want, like the Plotting Shard or the Protecting Shard with the shields, which is really cool. These are drones which have shields attached to them. It's all sorts of stuff I really, really want, but I think for now, we'll just go with the massive laser. So let's shed our asteroid self and let's start creating our own little battleship. However, what I would like to do is just copy and paste this for something else. I don't think I've ever changed my mind so many times about a design before in Reassembly, so I'm not quite sure if I've actually even got enough footage there for a fast forward segment like I wanted to, so there's a good chance we just skipped a whole amount of time. So here we are with the first attempt at building a cruiser in this faction, and I will say, the armor itself is pretty vulnerable, so we need to be fairly careful about our engagements. However, it is handling exceedingly well, and there is an agent very, very close by, which I think will be quite a good test. And that's really creepy. Apparently we have a corpse of our own battlecruiser. Well, apparently one of them spawned in since I've created it and already died versus the agent. That's not the best of starts, but our cruiser did a bit better than its predecessor, apparently. Let's just move out. We don't need to keep on fighting here, as I do think I'll die. It's hard to tell how much damage our charge laser is really doing, and we died ourselves. Like I said, the armor itself isn't particularly good on this thing, so here's hoping we do better in the future. What I think I'll need to do is perhaps use a bit more tungsten around the core, just to prevent that in the future, particularly from the sides. So let's just quickly go ahead and do this. And I'd also like to change this a bit here. These two don't seem to be needed, so I'm going to remove those and add a bit more armor at the back. As you can see, the full extremely large cubes are only 1,600 health, which is pretty low for that size. So that's quite a concern and does explain why we're going to be cored out pretty darn quickly. I could include some rocks. That would be almost intelligent, perhaps here and here, or something else, but that would hinder our speed something fierce. And right now, I'm quite enjoying the fact we're still a very large vehicle, but able to turn and move at quite a decent pace, honestly. Charging up our main weapon to try and attack this guy, the missile boat. It did hit, and it did do a fair bit of damage. Again, it's quite hard to tell when I'm actually firing the thing. Yeah, it does do a fair bit of damage. Not completely convinced by it, though. I might go for a more drone-heavy style with this ship in the future, so changing the main laser, which was the one I just shot then, into several drone systems. The problem with the drones is, though, unless we have several of the systems, it really just isn't that useful. Having just one or two isn't great. Honestly, I'm thinking about 4 or 5 at minimum. Now, I don't have a factory, so I can't spawn anything right now. Controlling this thing is a little bit floaty, and I think, yeah, keyboard controls would be a lot better right now, I feel. There's the main laser cutting through the front, and the side lasers, just the regular point defense, doing their job very well indeed. However, do we actually have enough power for this? Seems like it, yeah. Ooh, that really hurts. Okay, we need to kill these things now. Move over to them, make sure we keep on loading our main weapon. Again, really hard to tell when I'm actually firing it. Firing it now. Yep, that did enough damage. Oh yeah, it did a load of damage then. I have to remember, it is much longer range than the other lasers, so we need to keep on using it for that purpose. If something's close enough to be hit by the point defense, just allow the point defense to deal with it. If it's out of range like that, however, make sure to charge the weapon and fire. I didn't actually fire. What happened then? Oh, did I not have enough power for it? No, it definitely fires. Oh, maybe I just didn't see it fire. That's quite weird. Several platforms attacking us. Not doing too badly, honestly, although we are still relying on the point defense more so than anything. Okay, we need to go and sell all of our resource, though. We're getting resource for absolutely no reason at the moment. Definitely think I'm going to go with the drones, though. Not only because I think it'll be more effective, but also it's more visually appealing. Because we have all the point defense, it is just so difficult to see when I'm actually firing the main weapon. And considering it's the main weapon, you'd kind of want more of a spectacle. It's okay, I'll just crash into everything. I will turn it to keyboard controls eventually. It's just a little bit easier to handle. No, so it's just lazier, honestly, using the cursor controls. It's just more natural feeling. With the keyboard, you have to actually put a bit more manual effort in, I find. A bit more of a thought process. Oh, I see. It's not firing when the energy goes too low. Yeah, we definitely need more energy regardless then. So, do we save up for the protecting shard or the defending shard, or do we just go with more ship resource and then increase the amount of drones we can put on now? Because the scouting shards are pretty powerful. However, I would love to use these, but for now I think, yeah, just more ship resource would probably be the better option. So we remove that, we replace it with one of these, just because it fits the area. These are 400 each. Can I put it here? Yeah, okay, that's all I'll do. One there, one there. Can we afford another? No, we can't. So only 2 drone systems at the moment. That's not particularly fantastic, honestly. But it'll do for now, since we can almost afford another anyway. Excuse me, can you purchase my credits? That'd be fantastic if you could. I think I might need a factory just to make this a little bit easier. Can I afford one? Yep, I can. Excellent. So let's use the corners to have multiple points there, so we can put this in the middle. There we go. And thank you for everyone mentioning that. I would have never figured that out if it weren't for all the lovely commenters telling me that, Lathrix, you know you can change 1 point into 2 using the corners. I'm so used to simply using different sizes of blocks, then one block having 2 on one side, 1 on the other. I would never have thought about that, so thank you very much. And we'll just keep on doing those. However, as soon as that thing has a factory loaded in, we could, of course, just sell to that, which would be a lot easier. Just need to defend it until it spawns in. We are losing a lot of health, actually. The battleships are tearing us apart. Let's get out of here for a second. As much as I want to defend that thing, it is made out of rock and can definitely survive several hits. Absolutely fine. Aha! Our first ever 2 drones! The power. Like I said before, we need way more drone systems to make this anywhere near worth it. And now I can trade. There we are. Lovely, lovely. Oh, however, of course, this thing is spawning them in too slowly. Can you please sell more? Please. Thank you. And that can go on the front. Once again, using the corner trick. That is in the middle, isn't it? Yes, okay. So now we have 3 drone systems, all in incredibly vulnerable positions, it must be said. Okay, let's change it to keyboard rotating. It's a bit less important now since we don't have to aim the main weapon, since it, well, doesn't exist anymore on the ship. But even so, yeah, this is much easier to control. I'm actually quite happy with this little thing. Well, not really little, but still. Considering we're only halfway in terms of maximum ship resource, this thing's going to be huge once it's finished. Broadside with lasers. Focus on the thing in range, please. Thank you. Oh, kill the destroyer. It has those horrible explosive weapons. It's like the plant faction has very few threatening things, but when they do threaten you, they're absolutely terrifying. Oh, stuck on the plant life. That's not turning how I'd expect it to. There we are. Getting used to the controls still. Send in the drones. I'm not too sure about the drones in this faction. They do regen incredibly slowly and don't seem to be really worth the wait. Let's quickly make a building, just because it'll auto-sell, and then we'll go and sell the rest of our resource to this. Ah, hasn't built a factory yet. No, it has. Go forth, minions! Destroy the frigate. Or the mouse, one of the two. Just kill something, please. Yay! Drones actually killed something. Hurrah for that. Now, so the next thing we want then is either the plotting shard, which seems to fire missiles, which is pretty darn cool, or the protecting shard. Now these, I don't know what these do, the defending shards. The protecting shards have a shield. The plotting have missiles. Okay. But for now, let's just increase the amount of these we have. I would like it there, but then not all the things will always spawn in. I think they do spawn in even if they have some form of obstruction. It's just, it seems cleaner when it's like that. How much have we explored? Not that much, actually. That's good. Still got a lot of the universe to explore. And thankfully, the drones don't actually take up power, so adding more of the generators isn't really necessary right now. The reactors can stay unbought. Plant life everywhere. Ah, the spectacle of nature. Galactic plants. Getting the hang of the turning, this is actually quite responsive. As soon as you get used to it, it's actually pretty good. I'm fairly happy with my little creation here. Seems to be dealing pretty well. Oh yay, we just made one of ourselves! That's glorious. Is that how the first cruiser got killed by the agent, perhaps? Because I did make a ship nearby just before starting the recording again. I wasn't really paying attention. I assumed it was just one of the regular stations. Well, station ships, I suppose. Whatever you want to call it. Living asteroids, I suppose, are also fairly accurate. And all my drones are now ready, so when we actually find a new enemy, we can unleash a volley of drones this time, rather than just one or two. Seems a pretty peaceful location. I mean, we're going to be shredded by all these asteroids, but still. And let's go up. There is an agent below us though, perhaps going there would be better. But there's all the damage stations over there, which seems a lot better. Damage stations first, agents later. Stations before agents. Oh, hello. Drones! Go! Distract them! Oh, I didn't even see the huge thing there. Nope, didn't even see that. I was so focused on those little two. I thought that was an asteroid or something. Just let it kill me. Just stand there like, yeah, that's fine. That's completely fine. The drones aren't very good, I've got to say. These drones, at least. I've already spent how much ship resource? 400 each? So 1,600 of our ship resources being used on drones, and I don't think they're very good. I think the laser weapon was better. Perhaps what we could do is go for the Focus 4, which is a regular beam, a constant beam. How much ship resource? 500 as well. So use that rather than the Focus 5. Actually, yeah, that might be better. So that's what we're going to save up for. To see if that beam weapon is better than the last one. Like I say, I'm just not a fan of the charge up ones. I'd rather have constant damage if possible. Oh, their weapons are brutal. And our drones are doing nothing. No, look how little damage they're doing. I know for a fact that the armor of that faction isn't that good. It's definitely better than ours, but it's not great. So to survive so many drones just constantly attacking it is a little bit disheartening, honestly. Can we kill it, please? It's only a 1,300 ship resource ship. Oh lord, that's scary. Thankfully, also very short range. Spawning in a building. Actually, if we put on our reverse thrusters, let's aim it at that little bit of asteroid there. That's not going to get there, darn it. I don't know why, but suddenly I really want to kill this battleship. Also, so many damaged stations nearby. Let's not go for the one being guarded by the monstrosity of the Crystal faction. That's gonna hurt. Oh, that really did hurt. Ow. On the upside, we're not the ones who died. No need to fight unless we get too close. Don't go into the wormhole. I am very shy of regenerating the world after the last mod bugging out so much. And you can have that. So how much does the new laser cost? 4,500. Okay, that's our goal then. Try to get to that. Then we will replace all our drone weapons with those and try and hide them somewhere in the armor. Not sure where, since they're quite short range. 2 more damage stations just to the left. Then grab those. We can get the new laser, which would be very, very nice indeed. Excuse me, plant life. I'm just gonna barge my way in. Yeah, let's hit everything on the way in. Oh, hello, Scythe. You're not the faction I wanted to see, oh Sentinels. with your charged up lasers. Go on, drones, get him! Yes! Well done, drones! You actually did something! I'm impressed. It's weird seeing a ship so segmented, as a lot of the factions actually blend in the blocks if they're attached to each other with a certain amount of connection points. This one doesn't at all, which leaves it with that kind of appearance. Wow, 2 of them next to each other. Does that count? I can't activate this one. Be nice if I could. Hello? There we go. So let's quickly buy the Focus 4 and attach it to our ship. Now how big is the Focus 4? Oh, that's so perfect. It can just be slotted into these easily. And if we're lucky, we can have 3 of them. 1, 2. We can definitely have 3 of them. Excellent. 3. Now that's going to take 100 energy per second, so now we definitely need to start making some more of the quartz. And down here seems to be quite a good place to put them, because we just don't get attacked on the back section much. They seem to always focus on the front of the ship and just ignore down here, so hiding them around here seems completely logical. Do we want any more? We could. Yeah, sure. If this area is going to explode, it's going to explode gloriously. Remove those 2, add a couple more focuses, the regular point defense. Do we want to put this on point defense or leave it where it is? I think for now, leave it where it is. Let them load in. Whenever you want to load in, feel free to. Please. Yeah, definitely there. Did they just have a really long regen rate? Regrowth is 12 seconds. We're waiting for... There we are! Oh, wow, they look glorious. And we definitely have enough power to run them. Actually, really slow moving, though, in terms of... well, turning. Ow. May have forgot that we were on keyboard controls there. Okay, so now we have the new lasers. Let's just go for the agent. We've not lost half our front. At least our armor regenerates quickly. It's almost like the red faction, which has a ridiculously low amount of health on its armor, but regens really quickly. So if you can get out of combat and are a much more competent pilot than I am, ow, then you can play it pretty well if you're the type of person to do hit and runs. I personally, being the not so great and not very eloquent pilot, would much rather have something which can actually stand a few battles and just stand in the middle of the battle and take the hits. We're kind of not that, but at least more so than the red faction. But it does remind me of it a lot. I keep thinking this thing can turn faster than it can. Okay, slow down. No need to rush into this. We have no drones anymore, so no point in using the right mouse button. Hello? Oh, nice lasers. I kind of want to put them on point defense, honestly. Just to make sure I can just focus on trying to steer this thing. But at the same time, having manual control means we can focus on their leader and it won't just randomly go off to the wrong target, which it does a lot if it's in point defense mode. Here they are. Thankfully, using a lot of missiles, which we can heavily deflect with our point defense. Oh wow, I am hitting this thing and the shields have only just gone down. So glad they're using mostly missiles. Did we kill it? No. Oh, I thought that was the leader. That was the leader, wasn't it? I got really confused then. I was looking at one thinking it was the leader, but nope. And one of our main weapons is currently exposed. They must hate the fact they're using missiles right now. We're deflecting almost all of them. Which is really good because their shields are taking a beating. Turning is a little bit compromised. A lot compromised. Excuse me. Excuse me. Hello. There we are. Bathe in their blood. Your missiles do nothing against point defense spam. The most honourable of tactics. Yeah, definitely prefer these lasers to both the drones and the charging up weapon. Still have an urge to put it on point defense though. At least for when I'm not actively trying to kill an agent's main ship. This way it will focus on the, not the weak point, the core of the enemy ship, so hopefully we can just core out anything we see. Now I definitely need to get to one of our stations. Hello, brethren! Here, take this. Take my resource. Can't sell any more to you because you're not making any ships. Because you've got nothing in there. Where's the regular? There we go, make that. We could make them as well, but I think, I'm not sure about this, so don't quote me on this. I think selling the resource is a little bit more cost effective. You get more credits per resource used that way. I think. So what do we want next? I do really want to use the better drones. We've got that, we don't really care too much about that. It's powerful, in fact as powerful as one we're using now for less energy. Oh no, it's not, it's got a longer range but less damage. But, of course, it can't turn, so not a huge fan of that at all. We have this. I'd like to see that. It's cheap, so I'll grab that. Cells would be kind of cool, especially at the moment, since we are producing way too much power. The cells would enable us to have more R generation, so we could sell the resources more often. I don't know. I don't really know. Wow, but I'm afraid I'm all out of time for today's recording. Apparently I've just been recording for like 45 minutes straight without realising it. So thank you so much for watching. If you have enjoyed the video, then of course, likes, favourites, shares, comments, all that good stuff helps out me, helps out the channel, and most importantly, shows that Reassembly, the modded series, is a series you wish to see continued in the future. I will also be taking name suggestions for this battleship, and of course, if you have any mods you would like to see in the future, please feel free to tell me in the comment section, as I will be of course swapping mods as soon as I've had enough with the Salt mod. And we're getting pretty close now to maximum ship resource, which I think will be when we end it. Once we have the better drones and we've kind of capped out the size of our ships, then we'll call it quits and move on to the next mod. There's a load of really good mods currently on the Steam Workshop, which I would love to actually have a go of. So, thank you again for watching, and goodbye.